Hey guys, and welcome to the Mind of Madness raid guide. The first boss is Pagura. This is a two-phase fight. We use the following raid setup: 2 tanks, a purifier, a chloromancer, a liberator, a defiler, a bard, and a harp archon. The enrage timer is 8:30. The fight has the following mechanics. Phase 1. The boss has a cleave called Bounded Swipe. You will need both tanks to get hit by this cleave. If there's less than 2 players who get hit by it, he will get a buff making him take reduced damage. Slice, this is damage on the active tank, and second slice is a damage that will start after 10 seconds and will go on the second person on the aggro table. So this should be your off tank. Nerf Pinch, this is a tank swap mechanic. This will reduce the tank's maximum HP by 90% for 5 seconds. This will also make him immune to the boss's cleave for the duration of the buff. The boss will cast Curse of 4, 5 or 6, depending on how low his HP is. This is a ground AoE coming from the boss. At least one player must get hit from each slice. When you get hit by the slice, you will take about 70k damage and get a debuff called Cursed. Cursed will make you take double damage from the next curse ability and will last 45 seconds. If you don't have a player in every slice, the boss will cast Hex of Failure. This will deal about 75k damage to the whole raid and apply a debuff on the raid as well. This one will last 2 minutes and will make you take double damage from the next Hex of Failure. So if you fail the hex twice in a row, it's a wipe. To solve this, you need to assign 2 sets of players that alternate in taking the slices. There will be score nests spawning every 20 seconds around the room. These cannot be damaged. To get rid of them, you need to move the boss close to the nest and use the boss's cleave to destroy them. These nests will spawn spiders every 10 seconds. These are called score bites. Their attack will deal about 10k damage and apply a debuff that increases damage taken by 10%. They can be killed by AoE, but also by the Bounded Swipe and Painbringer AoE. Leaping Contagion, this is a 2-second cast. This will hit a player and then jump to nearby players, increasing damage every jump, up to a maximum of 5 jumps. The spread radius is about 5 meters, so you can either have everyone spread out during that mechanic, or just build small groups of 3 players that stack on each other while spread from the others. Shattering Roar, this is a 15-second cast and it will kill everyone in line of sight of the boss. When he starts casting it, Ice Soul will spawn around the room. These are those golems. They are inactive on the side of the room and you need to attack them to activate them. Once you attack it, it will radiate damage called Cold Snap. This will do about 60k AoE damage every 3 seconds to the whole raid, so make sure you don't aggro more than one. Once you kill it, an ice column will spawn. You will need to break the line of sight to the boss behind this pillar. Once the Shattering Roar is done, you will have 2 seconds to move away from the ice column. The ice column will shatter and do about 80k AoE damage around it. When the boss hits 40%, the 2 frozen golems on the side will become active and the boss will become inactive. They will get a debuff called Fortified Shell. This is a 50-second shield. If you fail to break the shield before the time runs out, the golem will gain a buff called Fortified Body. This is a stacking debuff that will increase the golem's outgoing damage. They will apply a stacking debuff on the raid depending on which side you're standing on. These are called Curse of Brachy and Curse of Krustok. This stacking debuff will increase the damage you take from the golem for 20 seconds. They will cast Defensive Blast. This is a large AoE coming out of them. You will take more and more damage the more stacks of Curse you have. They will apply Painbringer on a random player. This is a 5-second buff. The player will get a red bubble around him. The bubble will deal huge damage to anyone inside of it, but will also kill the nest and the score bites if you hit them with it. So the player who gets the Painbringer buff needs to go kill the nest and the spires without hitting any other players with it. He will cast Okadaic Poisoning on a random player. This is a 5-second debuff. When it expires, you will drop a poison cloud while you are standing. So the person who gets this debuff needs to run away from the raid and place the AoE on the edge of the room. So these are all the mechanics. Let's go kill this guy. Before you pull, remember to sort who will step in the curse slices and sort the groups for phase 2. Unless you want to solve phase 2 by having everyone DPSing the same golem and killing them one at a time. That's up to you. So pull the boss and face him away from the raid. Both tanks need to be in front of the boss. Curse of 4, we had both tanks and 2 healers go in to take the slice. Leaping Contagion, spread out. Nerf Pinch, this is a tank swap. Here is a tip for the later tank swaps. Make sure you always AoE taunt when you tank swap, just to make sure that if there's any spiders around, that they are not hitting the tank with the debuff. 20 seconds in, the first nest spawns. The raid needs to pay attention where the nest is, and the tanks need to call before moving or turning the boss to avoid killing players. Keep the boss facing the nest until it's gone. Nerf Pinch, tank swap. Leaping Contagion, spread out again. Curse of 4, now the other groups has to solve it. The tanks can take 2 stacks of the debuff, so you can use the tanks to do both curses. Just remember, if a non-tank gets hit twice, he will die. The second nest has spawned behind me now, but we leave it alone until the next phase, just to avoid having anyone cleaving by accident when the ice source activate. He starts casting Sheltering Roar and you can see the ads spawning. Kill the one you agreed on without activating 2 of them. Healers need to get ready for heavy AoE damage now. Once it's dead, hide behind the pillar, and as soon as the cast is done, get away from the pillar. You have 2 seconds to avoid getting killed by it when it shatters. And now it's back to the beginning of the fight. So we saw all the mechanics of phase 1, I will speed up until phase 2. Again, team 1 steps into the Curse of 4. At this point you need to AoE taunt on the tank swap. Shattering Roar again, kill the ice guy and hide behind it. Okay, we're getting close to 40%, the boss will go inactive now and the 2 frozen guys on the side will activate. We had 2 groups DPSing 1 at each, but you can also stack your raid on 1 and just burn that one down. Swap sides whenever you have too many stacks and the damage gets too high. It's usually around 5 stacks. The red bubbles you see is the Painbringer. You will need to kill the Ness and the Spiral with this, without touching any players, not even the tank. It's the tank and the players with the Painbringer AoE's responsibility to keep the ads under control. Remember, the spiders will debuff the tank, making him take more damage, so the tank will take a lot of damage in this phase. You can see the 2 groups swapping sides now. And that's it, just kill both of them and Pagura will come back. The last one is dying, get ready to pick up the boss. The same mechanics as in phase 1 will keep happening, and the Ocodaic poisoning will now start happening, so get ready for that. Curse of 6, we had everyone step in the slices to solve the first one. We didn't get a second one on this kill, but if we would get a second one, we would just ignore it and take the Curse of Failure. As you can see, Fufi is getting the Ocodaic poisoning and is running away to place it. And you can see him running back in front of the boss. Don't do that. And that's the whole fight. I will speed this up until it's dead. Curse of 6 again. Since our debuff is gone, we can all step in to solve it again. And that's it guys, good luck on your kill. I will add the gorilla alerts that I have for this fight in the video info. And as always, thanks for watching.